Hey guys, how are you doing today? I want to show you this plant. I had an accident with it. This is a Aglaonema Siam Aurora. It was given to me as a cutting a couple of years ago. I rooted it out in water and it got a lot of really nice roots on it, so I potted it up in this pot. Well, I broke it. As you can see, it got broken. I was taking it down off the shelf and it got tangled up in another plant and it just snapped. So I put her in some water, rooted her back out again, and now she's got all these really cool, nice, beautiful roots. Very pretty. The plant did kind of suffer a little bit after it got broke and put into water. It lost a few bottom leaves. This one here is looking kind of raggedy too, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it on till it yellows up. But what I want to do is, and I want to show you, I'm going to put her back in her jar of water. The other part that I left in the pot and continued to water is getting a new growth on it. Oops, get it over here in the camera. She's got a new growth on her, so that's all good. So now at least I'll have two pieces to this plant. But what I want to do is I want to get her out of this terracotta pot. I've got a small, I think it's a 6-inch pot that I want to put her into. So I am going to dig her out of here and we'll take a look at her roots and then get both pieces put back into one pot. So I'm just going to get her out of here. I love this pot and I like having my Aglaonemas in a clay pot. That way I know I'm not over watering them. But the only bad thing about this pot is it's really wide at the top and narrow at the bottom. So I usually try not to leave plants in this pot too long. I have, I think, 3 of them, because they are a bear to get out if you let them in there too long, because that bottom is so narrow. I'm going to pull this off. I think she's been in this pot for about maybe a year. Oh, that's part of a old stake that got broken. I'm going to just dump her out of here. It's got a pretty nice little root system. You guys see it? It looks like she's got another growth point coming out right here and right here. So, alright, I'm going to set her down here. Get the soil out of here. Put that in my pot washing pile. I have been going crazy repotting plants. I've got my whole plant room just about done, that, you know, the ones that needed it. Others of them just needed, like maybe the soil tapped off or, you know, whatever. Oops, there, I found another tag. Okay, I know where that plant goes, or that tag goes. So I'm just going to, oops, I got too much in here. I almost forgot what I was doing because I was yakking. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull just a little bit more of this off. Get her over here and, I don't know, maybe I need a bigger pot, huh? Get her over here, and then I'll refill. This is a pretty little plant. I really like the colors of it. She's kind of dusty right now, but when I go in and water, I'll get her all showered down. But it's a pretty little plant. I'm going to go ahead and tuck her in then over here. These Aglaonemas, I mean, this was given to me as a cutting. to begin with. And they root out really, really easy in water. So it's the second time I've actually had to root out the same plant, poor thing. I think what I might do is put, let's see, put a stake in her just to hold it up. I don't want her rocking around a lot because I don't want her new roots to break and then get damaged, and then I'll have to start all over again. Third time would be a charm. Oh, and I also noticed she's got, there we go, there's a stake. I also noticed she's got a new growth coming up right here, a new leaf. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish filling her in here. I probably should have put her in a bigger, deeper pot. That way I could have buried the stem down a little farther, but I'm not going to worry a whole lot about it right now. Maybe by the end of summer, when she's really kicked in good with growing season, I can get her repotted then, or whenever she needs it. But I hear these plants kind of like to be root bound, so I don't know if that's completely true or not, but I remember reading that or somebody telling me it. But this is a pretty little plant. I'm not big on actual red. I love like the burgundy and the wine colors. But I'm not huge on red, but this is a pretty little plant. It's got green. It's got like two colors of green, a red, and the stems are pink. So it is pretty. She's kind of sick looking right now. Kind of goofy, but it'll be nice to have a second start here. It'll fill the plant in a little bit more. I don't have a lot of Aglaonemas. I think I have, I don't know, 3 or 4 maybe. Because they're not, I mean, they're pretty. They're really great. And they have so many different colors. I just don't have a lot of room for these kind of plants. They get so big and then they get bushy, and you know, it all just kind of adds up to crazy mischief. But I have enough mischief going on in my house with all my plants, and I just don't have a whole lot of floor space for another big plant. But she's beautiful, and I'm going to put her tag in. And that is it. I will water her in thoroughly, rinse her leaves all off really good, and take her in and put her back in my dining room. And we will see how she does. Hopefully she does pretty good. So, alright guys, that is it. I do have her, I grow her in my dining room under a grow light. It's just a regular LED, I believe it's a 100-watt grow light, and I have a few other plants there with her. I believe I have another Aglaonema and a philodendron, and I think a fern and something else. But she likes it there. She grows really well. All the plants do. So they do like a higher light, but I know you can grow them in a little bit lower light too. But I keep mine all in a pretty lighted areas. So, alright guys, that is it. I am going to let you go, and I will talk to you later. Bye.